Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is a beautiful fall day in Idaho today, and I just was doing a morning walk around Julius Kleiner Park, and well, it's afternoon now, I guess, so I guess a late morning, early afternoon walk. And the leaves are really starting to change color on the trees. I had the Autel Evo Lite Plus with me in the car with a fully charged battery. So yeah, let's just get this guy up in the air. This drone is all about the camera. It's got a fantastic camera on it. So let's get it up in the air. Let's look around and we'll see some of the fall colors and the autumn leaves changing. It's always a fun time of year to be flying a drone, and it's a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's about 75 degrees out, so perfect day for drone flying. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this drone in the air. Okie dokie, I've got a screen recorder started, and as you can see, it's the start button is lit up blue, so it's ready to fly. Let's go ahead and hit that button, and that takes us into the app. It's saying safe to fly. We've got 14 satellites, which is plenty. We are in video mode, and let's go into that camera menu real quick. Frame rate 30 frames per second. I'm going to leave it in 30 because you can shoot in 60 with this drone, but you can only use HDR when you're in 30. So we're going to leave it in 30, but we're good to go there. Let's take a quick look at the safety menu, and I know we're good to go there. 35-meter return to home is plenty for where we're at. And it's not asking for any calibrations. I'll show you the battery, but battery's looking good. So yeah, I think we can get out of there, and we are in standard mode. I think there's just nothing left to do here but to take off. Let's go ahead and start recording. And recording is started, so let's do an automated takeoff. I'm doing that on the app. And I always forget, I just touch the button and slide it. I'm used to DJI, I was waiting for that middle button to come up. We've got obstacle avoidance. If you're looking at, if you can see the screen recorder, you can see obstacle avoidance is telling us we got obstacles in front and to the side, etc. Yeah, let's bring it around here a little bit. And it's not going to let me bring it in very far, I don't think, because of all these obstacles. Yeah, I'm pushing full forward on the stick. It's barely moving. It's saying, nah, I don't really want to do that. So anyway, we're going to, well, I'm going to turn obstacle avoidance off. How about that? Confirm. Obstacle avoidance is off, and we'll be able to bring it in a little bit closer here. Boy, I'll tell you one thing, I wish that Autel had provided a smart controller for this drone. I like this controller. However, it is a little top heavy with your phone on there and everything, but anyway, neither here nor there. Let's bring it in a little closer to the camera here so you can take a look at it. Bring it over just a little. We're right next to a post, so I'm being careful, but there's that drone. Again, this drone is all about the camera. It has a fantastic camera on it, and it's also very stable. You can see the drone. It's just perfectly stable in the air. Really impressive piece of work. So let's go ahead and do our droning. I'm going to drop the camera down here just a little bit, and you see where I've kind of got the controller kind of resting on the table here, but reversing up now, reverse and up. And we're going to go right between the trees and over the top of the trees here. And in remembering that I turned obstacle avoidance off, so you know, we don't want to hit anything. So what I found with this drone is you're better off with obstacle avoidance off on it, because it doesn't have, to my knowledge, if it does, please correct me in the chat, but it does not have, or in the comments section. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to move that camera a little slower. There we go, trying to get to the rule of thirds. It does not have any bypass mode like you do on a DJI drone. So that's why I typically just turn OA off. What it will do is it'll keep you out of trouble. It'll brake right before it hits something, and that's important. So there may be situations that we'll just turn it back on here, but I've also had false readings from it before. So I kind of just got in the habit of turning it off. So just kind of giving you an overlook of the park and the fountain here. I always kind of like to do a little bit of an orbit around the fountain. So let's do that. We're about 24 meters high. Let's see if we can do kind of a manual orbit around the lake and the fountain here. And I'm going to grab some altitude just to make sure I'm above all the trees. Just getting a little nervous here because I know I'm moving sideways. Let's readjust. Let's recenter on that fountain. Sorry about that. That is operator error for sure. But anyway, you can see the sun is starting to get more in the southern sky, and so we're getting a little bit of glare. But yeah, this I love the flight controls on this. These guys come well, if not as good as, they're pretty close to what we see on our DJI drones. It works quite well. So let's kind of move forward here and drop some altitude, pick up that camera, and I just want to show you the trees here. So I'm going to click OA back on, just in case we get in any trouble. So we got it on, and I want to just kind of go through, because I want to be able to take you kind of up close, get up close and personal with some of the trees we got going here. I always like this little grove right here. They used to have a picnic table that kind of resided in this little grove of trees, and I used to kind of hang out and fly from there because it just is such a cool area. But yeah, changing all. We got red and yellow and still a little bit of green. Let's just bring the drone down through here and give you a look. And I don't see any, the OA is not, I'm not getting any indications on obstacle avoidance, so we're well above that stuff. But we're low enough that you can see the colors. Let's just, we're going to kind of face directly towards the sun here. And yeah, it's just always fun that there's so many different varieties of trees here, and they all kind of change their leaves at different times. And this is going to look better, no doubt, later on in the year. But I wanted to give you a look for now. I like these ones where it just starts and you get the red on top of the tree. Let's drop the camera down as we get over the top of this guy here. We'll just ease up to it. Yeah, that looks really cool. Really cool. And back over to the pond. Lots of algae in the pond, I've noticed. Often the pond is a little bit clearer than it is right now, but there's a heck of an algae bloom. So I always call this little walkway through the park, I call it Broadway. And I don't see anybody on there right now, so we can kind of get over the top of it. Or probably better off over the top of these trees. But let me give you a look here. So that statue you see in the middle, that's Julius Kleiner himself, the fellow that this park was named after. It's his family that donated the land for this park, so I think it's appropriate. He was a local Ukrainian immigrant, businessman, and boy, he did a lot of things in this area. I know he had a butter plant for a while, dairy. I think this property right here, I think he had dairy cows on. So take a look here at the reds on these trees, on this row of trees. So now this is another kind of a main sidewalk through the park, and I call it Main Street. And typically there's a lot of folks there, so we're just going to stay over the top of this row of trees and take a look at the colors here. But this is pretty cool. That's a great big, I think that's the biggest picnic shelter in the park right there, and it's used for a lot of different events. A lot of different events. And I see there's people out on the basketball court, but again, we're over the trees, so we're not over the top of anybody. I'm going to swivel around to the drone's right here, because I've never really, this is probably the closest I've ever shown you of all the play structures here. And there's a splash pad right there, and I think that's probably, I don't know, it's still warm enough today they can do it, but it's probably pretty much done for the season. I know we have what they call pressurized irrigation for our yards here in Idaho, and this is about the time of year they start shutting it off. So you lose water for your yard whether you want to or not. So we're going to kind of stay off to the side here and kind of get around to other parts of the park here. There's another part that I want to show you that we're going to see some of the trees change. But I can't miss an opportunity. We've got the roundabout right here, so yeah, we got to do a little work on the roundabout. Let's drop the camera down. Let's get right over the top of this thing. So drop that camera straight down and move over. And I wonder if I should be. I need to probably be in cinema mode or the slow mode. I can't remember what they call it. That's switching us to ludicrous. I don't want to do that. Go back, touch it once again, and it takes me into smooth mode. That's what Autel calls it. So we're going to see if I can center up right on this, right on the center of the roundabout. Again, make sure I've got that camera pointed straight down, and I'm going to lift it up just a little bit because we want to see the full round part of the roundabout. And I'm going to do one of my favorite moves is a kind of a spin move with a reveal. So I'm pushing that left stick up and to my left, and we're going to get the drone turning and rising at the same time. And as it rises, we're going to lift the camera up and get a reveal over the park. I just think these roundabouts are perfect for that kind of a look. And oh boy, so as I was lifting the camera there, I kind of missed my. I wasn't as smooth as I should have been on the stick, but we are almost at max legal height. But there is Kleiner Park, and there is what we're looking at. In fact, we're at 119 meters, and for some reason I lost my app on my phone switched to the camera. I must have touched something. I don't know. Anyway, so let's pick that camera back up a little bit. And it's giving me a warning. I'm sure it's telling me that I'm at max legal height. Yep, that stopped as soon as we. So let's see. We're in smooth mode. We want to go back into standard mode. So yeah, I screwed that up, but anyway, you get the idea. That's one of my favorite moves. I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit awkward with this controller because it's so top heavy. You're trying to hold it up and do that at the same time. But let's get over the other side here, and there's this row of trees. They start to turn red. This row of trees right along the side of the street here, they start to turn red this time of year. So let's get a good look at those. I like that. Some of them change color before the others, and I don't know. I think they're all the same species of tree, so I don't know what that is. There's the CarMax sign that I fly through once in a while. Going a little bit fast here. Let's slow it down. Drop the camera down a little bit so you can see the color of the trees. These walkways here, they have little nameplates in front of all the trees to tell you what kind of a tree it is, etc. So I don't know. I guess if you were doing some landscaping, you could come out here and see a lot of different varieties of trees. And this is the community garden. It looks like there's still, yeah, part of it's been harvested. Not all of it though. Yeah, part of it's been harvested. Little quick there on the yaw. Let's move forward here. How high are we? We're 26 meters high. That is barely, look at all the leaves are gone off of this guy right here. Let's see how high this tree is here. Let's get closer to it and see if the obstacle avoidance. Yeah, I'm getting a warning. Let's see what the, yeah, it says safe to fly, but I'm not seeing. I'm going to grab some altitude. I don't want to take a chance, but I didn't see anything there that said, you know, that was warning me of being too close. We're pretty close above it. I'm surprised the downward sensors aren't saying something. But anyway, here is the one of the sculptures in the park, and this row of trees right here is around it. It's always interesting to watch them change from green to gold. I see the mower out there. Let's see if we can do it. I'm in standard mode. I'm going to try and do a manual orbit around the sculpture and the trees. And it's wild. Some of those trees, the leaves are already gone off of. Yeah. Boy, I'm messing this up, guys. I should have been in smooth mode. I really messed that up. Again, I'm kind of struggling with the controller here a little bit. It's really hard to hold it comfortably and do those kind of moves because I'm so used to like the DJI all-in-one controllers that are pretty balanced, and this guy is so top-heavy with my phone on there. It's a whole different thing. I'm stubborn. I'm going to try it again. In fact, let's go the other way, and let's see if I can do a better job. I like this sculpture here. I think this series of 3 sculptures in the park are pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing a little bit better. I'm keeping it pretty much in the center. These sculptures, I was doing a little research the other day, I guess, I don't know, reading about these sculptures. I don't know if you'd call that research or not. But let's move in on this guy. At the very top of these sculptures, originally, they were designed with a kind of a turbine-looking windmill at the top. And let's see if we can get over the top of it, and you can see where it was mounted. So there's 3 of these sculptures in the park, and so on the very top there was a turbine windmill, and it had a generator on it, and that's what provided power for those neon lights that are on the sculpture. I don't think I've ever seen these things lit up, and I don't ever remember those turbines. As long as I've been coming to this park, I don't ever remember those turbines being on here, but yeah, in any case, they're gone, long gone. So it makes me wonder what happened to them. I wonder if they just got, you know, it was just got too windy for them. We're still at 53% battery, which is pretty good. Let's start bringing it back to us, though. I've given you quite a tour. You guys have toured this park a lot, anybody that follows my channel. But again, the perspective of this is to talk about the leaves changing color. So let's go back this way. Always interesting to me how you got a tree like this one coming up here right in center screen right now. One side of it's green, the other side of it is turning red. And you got the evergreen trees, obviously, that are going to stay green year round. And back to my favorite little my favorite little stand of trees here. This is kind of a cool spot, and like I said, they used to have it set up with a picnic table there, and it was always kind of fun. So let's go back around here. The one thing that I always do when I'm at Kleiner Park as we take a look at the pickleball courts. And the drone's right almost directly above me now. And we see what's going on over there. You know, you saw me make a couple of mistakes with the controls on the drone. If I flew this one more often, you would, you know, we probably wouldn't have those kind of mistakes happening. But yeah, in any case, we got, I'm just not as used to the controls on this as I am on other drones. I'm making excuses, but yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, here yeah, we got, it's a pretty good day to be out playing a little pickleball here. And they are. We're going to keep our distance. Let's pick the camera up. And kind of look off in the distance here. You can see a lot of trees again are changing color. Let's throw this guy in ludicrous mode. And let's head out there a ways. Let's just head out and let's see how fast we can get this drone going. We are at 46% battery, so we're in great shape. Let's see, we are 14 meters per second. This is not the fastest drone you've ever flown, and that's kind of why I wanted to do it. It's off to the side of me here right now. And, you know, leaves on the trees in the neighborhoods, yeah, you'd probably expect to see more changes by now. I see some red out there, but yeah, not too much. Beautiful. You see the Boise front off in the distance there. Looks like we've kind of cleared up here. We don't have near the smoke that we've had recently. I'm going to kind of point you in a direction here. This direction right here, I'm going to kind of center the camera up on it. Big fire up there in the last weekend, and in fact, there's still a TFR there. You can't fly there because they're still got fire tankers and stuff that are pumping water out of the reservoir, etc. Lucky Peak Reservoir is on the other side of that. I had Lauren from the Calgary Drone Group in town this past weekend, and we were going to go up there, and you just couldn't do it because of all the activity, which, you know, of course, you need to stay out of their way. And I do see a little smoke off that direction too, so. Okie dokie, we're at 40% battery. I am going to drop us back into normal mode. I'm up at max legal height here. Let's go back to normal mode, maybe. Smooth. There's standard. Drop the camera back down, and let's do a return to home. And I'm going to do that on the app right now. Slide, return to home, landing. And yeah, let's just let this guy come back to us. I'll see here in normal mode or standard mode how fast it's going to go. It's right up to about 10 meters per second, so that's about 23, 24 miles an hour, something like that. And here it comes. We're at 37% battery now. We've had the camera on for about 21 minutes, so I'd say that's pretty good. And it's going to come back at the height that it was at when I hit return to home, so we're 110 meters high. That's me dropping the camera down as we come back. You know, we're kind of used to DJI now that it does the mode where it starts dropping in altitude. In other words, it'll only raise up as high as it thinks it needs to go on return to home, and you get that augmented reality. This is a little bit older drone, so it doesn't have that. What I wish it had was an all-in-one controller. Autel, if you're listening, give us an all-in-one controller for this drone. Although Autel keeps saying that they're out of the consumer drone business, I don't know. They sell a lot of consumer drones. I think they're still in the business. And I'm telling you, I dropped the camera straight down. This is, if you're looking, if you want to buy a drone with a great camera, I have seen this drone, the Autel Evo Lite Plus, on sale, well under $1,000. I'm just telling you, this is a great drone. And yeah, and why do you buy a camera drone or a GPS stabilized camera drone? Because it is all about the camera. It's the kind of video that you get, and it's the kind of pictures that you can take. We didn't take any pictures today, but as you can see, the video quality is good, which kind of made it the perfect drone for doing this. Look, it's pretty close to the landing pad here coming down. Let's see if we get a precision landing. Yeah, and it's seeing that tree in front of it, and it's seeing the bottom. Unknown environment, cannot land. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell it to land, and it's going to be right next to the landing pad, and it dropped right down onto the concrete as you saw there, but it was pretty close to the pad. One thing I like about Autel is it automatically shuts off recording when you're done there. So, okay, let me get it shut down, and we'll do a real quick conclusion. Hey, okay, the Autel Evo Lite Plus. Again, I said it earlier. It's all about the camera with this drone. It was the perfect drone to get out and look at the fall colors here. Drone performed great. This thing is, I need to fly this thing more. I get a kind of a kick out of it. I do enjoy flying it, I guess is what I should say. I am, you saw me, I was a little rusty on the controls. It's just not quite the same. And again, when you have your phone on this controller, it feels pretty good in the hand, but it's top heavy. So it can be a little bit awkward. I so wish they had an all-in-one controller that would work with this drone. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed that flight. I hope you enjoyed seeing the colors start to change. Early October here, and it'll be fun. I'll come out here again. This is a good spot because of all the trees. I know you guys see this park a lot, but definitely this time of year is a good time to be flying. Just a beautiful day. That's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.